I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking about I was totally devastated. So the reason that I wanted to do this video is because I came across an email that I thought would be good for showing you guys someone that has a real high level of anxiety and someone that has a really high anxious attachment style. Obviously, when you're dealing with anything, there are different levels of intensity, and you can have a slight anxious attachment style or an extreme anxious attachment style. And honestly, the minute that I looked at this email, it just screamed anxiety for several reasons. The length of this email was just absolutely like a tale of two cities, okay? And all in caps, there was very little punctuation, the sentences ran on, and I'm not trying to insult this guy's grammar or anything like that, because I don't really think it had to do with that. I suspect it had more to do with his anxiety and him just being so incredibly anxious. Guys, I know you have a lot of anxiety when you sign up for the email coaching, but you don't have to tell me everything that happened in the breakup. Believe me, I can pick up things really good. And, there are certain questions that I'm more focused on and needing to know what happened. Now, I want you to explain it, but, several paragraphs is enough. And this one was like pages upon pages long. So I just want to go ahead and get into this one, because I think it's going to show you a lot of anxious behaviors, and you might see yourself in some of this. So don't be so judgmental of other people. He said that he was with this girl for 2 years until his father had passed away, and he was leaving for the military for 5 months. He said they had grown close during after the period where his father passed away, and they had some rocky times before that, but he felt the passing was good because I guess they bonded together over that. And relationships are supposed to double the joy and divide the grief. According to him, sounds like what that happened. He said, a month after he passed away, she broke up with me through a text. That's really inconsiderate. Wouldn't you say? If you're going to break up with somebody, have the decency to do it in person, especially if you're in a long-term relationship. I was totally devastated. It was a day before our 2-year of being together, and a month to the day my dad passed away. You see how the anxiety is already kicking in? He's just so all over the place. He's equivalating this breakup to something, with his mom. I mean, his dad passing away, and just tremendous amounts of anxiety here. We talked while I was away. When I came back home, things continued as being boyfriend and girlfriend without the title, but the actions. She had a 14-year-old daughter, and she refused to let me know about her being her boyfriend until her mom was moving to Florida to find a job. And then it was okay to meet her daughter, but only as a friend to her daughter. So that just goes to show you she is not very invested in you at this point, because she is saying, oh, you can meet my daughter, but we're only friends, and after my mom moves away, so she's hiding you from her mom, a lot going on there. Bottom line, she's not making you a priority. And basically, he says that went from for several years of playing the boyfriend role when her daughter was not around, but friend when she was. Still not invested in you. I know I should have never agreed to this type of situation. No. I mean, initially, yeah. I mean, but, for that long? No. We had a blowout fight. Things got ugly, and we didn't speak for a month. Like you said, she texted me over something odd. She did the indirect direct approach, which I always talk about. We met and talked, made up, and she said, I'll give you another chance. As soon as she started telling me that she loved me, and she started throwing wrenches in the works. Like I said earlier, we kept together in a way until that year when we had a blow-up argument and I acted stupid. What does that mean, though? What did you do to act stupid? You're kind of like putting it into this neat little pile over here. Oh, I acted stupid, but what does that mean, acted stupid? Acted stupid could mean a lot of different things. Did you call her a whore? Did you punch her in the face and run? Did you, what did you do? What did you do to act stupid? I don't know. And, when you put a label on it like that, I can't really look at and say, oh, yeah, that was really stupid. Or maybe it wasn't. My guess is that you probably did something where you really lost emotional self-control because your anxiety level is through the roof. And you're going to see some more symptoms of that as this goes on. He said, the entire time of us being together, she has held all my past mistakes against me. I can never outrun them. Now, here's something that is interesting for you guys. When somebody keeps bringing up the past, it's a really good way of manipulating the relationship. Think about it. If I keep bringing up something that you did 10 years ago, how are we ever going to be on equal grounds? You can't. Because I'm bringing up something in the past to control the present, and that's not okay. And I saw this with my ex and her parents. Mom would bring up something that he did 30 years ago. And it wasn't even that big of a deal. He went out and played sports with his friends sometimes. And she brings it up. Oh, well, you would go do this with your friends. And you would go do it this. Now think about how she is manipulating and controlling that relationship. Simply bringing up something 30 years ago as insignificant as him going to play sports with his friends sometimes. Yeah, look who has all the power when she does it. So, food for thought. He said, that made me feel anxious. Well, sure it made you feel anxious because you knew that it was all a control tactic. And you were feeling disconnected because she was manipulating control. She said, we had a fight and things got heated. I acted dumb. Here we go with, now what does that mean? She said she was done. We're just going to be friends. We had met up, squared things away once more. Well, the next day we spoke and she found out I had talked to her friend about what I did. Well, here comes the wrench. Everything we talked about was invalid. So I'm guessing you thought by talking to her friend, you could get her on her sympathy to manipulate the situation more. Let's be honest here. You went to the friend because you were looking for answers and you thought, well, if I get her friend on my side, she'll manipulate her to do what I want and she'll give me another chance. Got to be conscious and aware of these behaviors that we do, because if you're not, you're just going to keep doing them and trying to justify them when they're really not okay to do. You shouldn't have included the friend. Since around that time until now, I've been stupid and went along with the friends, meaning them just being friends, thinking if I'm part of her life, I can fix things along the way. Well, she's been dating other people, and I know it, and she tells me that. So you're settling for being friends with this girl while she's out on dates with other guys, and you think that's going to fix the situation? Nope. It won't. It's not going to happen. She's going to fall for these other dudes. Meanwhile, you're going to be sitting around thinking about other ways to please her. The other thing that's odd is if I act needy or controlling, that's when she throws in my face about dating. But I won't hear about it if I'm not acting wrong. Alright, so think about this. You're admitting you act needy and controlling. And so what does she do? She's like, well, I'm dating other people. So I think maybe you've got some denial going on here. You know, you're trying to control her, and that's anxiety, right? You're trying to get her to do what you want her to do to get her to be what you want. So you're trying to control her, you're trying to manipulate her. And the more that you do that, the more she's going to push you away. And then when you do it, she's saying, look, I'm dating other guys. We're not together. The last few months, she thrown out hints here and there that I need to stop doing this or that. And I'm guessing you can't. Hang out for hours and things go great. No fights or disagreements. But then, the next few days, she's distant. Dude, it sounds like you are being so clingy. Your anxiety level is just through the roof. And it's so serious and severe that you're completely ignoring what's really going on around you. You have no emotional self-control. When you get anxious, you do dumb things or stupid things, which I don't even know what they are, but I'm sure they're not good. But for whatever reason, this girl is still trying to hang out with you on a friendship level, which of course you're trying to do only to manipulate her, not because you're accepting those terms. You can't do that, guys. Don't go along with those terms. They're not okay because they're not what you want. You're only lying to yourself and you're lying to her, and she knows that you're lying to yourself, or at least she knows you're lying to her. He said, even after we have disagreements or fights still, and tells me she's never getting back with me, never getting another chance, etc., etc., she comes from a family life that's full of deep emotional trauma. And you don't? Because I'm sensing tons of trauma here. He says, I'm at a loss of what to do. I love her with all my heart and soul. I know she has a struggle with her past issues. She? I think the pot is calling the kettle black, buddy. She's an amazing woman. She tells her dad she knows I would give her the world and take care of her, but my behavior turns her off. Yeah. I mean, I honestly had a hard time sitting through this email and reading the email. I kept having to break it up smaller and smaller chunks because it would go on for like this long of just run-on sentences and all in caps locks, no punctuation, and like I said, I'm not trying to knock the guy's, intelligence or anything like that, because I don't think that's the issue. I think he was just exploding with anxiety. And what I'm trying to get you guys to see is, this is what it's like when you've had an attachment trauma. He has had serious attachment issues. And he has no emotional self-control. He is like in a constant state of primal panic, where he can't soothe himself at all. And, he cares about this girl, and anytime she backs away, he loses it. He starts probably screaming and yelling and causing a big scene, acting dumb, acting stupid. I'm guessing that's what that means. And he's acting desperate. He's tolerating situations that he's not okay with. I mean, he's just doing anything, begging, pleading. Right here he says, I acted very needy, clingy, irrational, begging, pleading, calling, texting. All of that stuff is going to cause the other person to run like hell. And how can you blame her? women want to feel safe with a man. None of what you're doing is going to make her feel safe. It's going to make her feel trapped. It's going to make her feel scared. Because, think about it, you don't even have control of your emotions. You're like the Incredible Hulk. Right? Who wants to hang out with the Incredible Hulk? I mean, Thor does maybe, because he knows he could, whack him with a hammer. But think about it. You have no control over your anxiety, and you have to learn that. The degree to which you are obsessing over this girl and getting anxious and terrified and doing all of these manipulative behaviors is the degree to which you have had trauma in your early childhood life. So now really take a good look at that, because here's the great thing about learning this stuff. It's not really about her. It feels like it. It seems like it. It looks like it. It's not. It's not about her. This is about you, and this is about your early childhood traumas. That's what this is about. You need to go back and deal with that trauma. You need to nail it down in time and realize you are an adult. You don't need anyone to take care of you. Okay, you can take care of yourself now. And once you start to heal those traumas and really talk about it, you are going to feel so much better about the breakup, about a relationship ending, about being able to handle anxiety when you feel a disconnect from a partner. Maybe not her. I mean, she's telling you she never wants to give you another chance. I mean, you're asking me what you should do. Should I walk away? I know the friend thing is totally wrong and have been at it for 5 months. Is it too much time acting as her friend to walk away and reattract her by doing this? You need to forget about this girl right now. The most important thing that you can do is take care of yourself, because you're never going to be able to make it work with this girl or anybody else until you really do the work. And I have tons of videos on attachment trauma, the different attachment styles for you to look at that will really help you be conscious and aware of what's really going on within you. I can tell you that talking about this stuff is really going to help you. You're going to feel so much better to talk about this, to get it off your chest. If not with me, with another therapist or professional that has a good experience with trauma. But, you could always do a couple of Skype sessions with me and we could talk things out. We could get you on the right path and maybe get you to go see a therapist. Or, work with me, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But the bottom line is, this isn't really about her. This is about you and your attachment traumas and your inability to soothe your anxiety. And you've completely turned this woman off with that behavior. And it's not just you, anybody that does this behavior, because women do this behavior too. And when the woman does it too, I mean, you remember I had a video, I guess about a week or so ago, where the woman faked a pregnancy to get the guy's attention because she had no emotional self-control either. So, being conscious of this stuff, being aware of it is going to help you tremendously. And, this was a really good example of somebody that has a high level of anxiety and a lot of attachment traumas in their past, and you're seeing the symptoms of it in this relationship. So, if you'd like to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net. Just click on scheduling a coaching. If you liked the video and you found it informative, just put a like on there so that I know you did. And remember to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.